Spend all your time waiting for that second chance, for a break that would make it okay. There's always some reason to feel not good enough, and it's hard at the end of the day. I need some distraction. Oh, beautiful release. Memories seep from my veins. Let me be empty, oh, and weightless, and maybe I'll find some peace tonight in the arms of the pages. Fly away from here, from this dark cold red shelf, and the endlessness that you fear. You are pulled from the wreckage of your silent awareness. You're in the arms of the pages. May you find some comfort here. 3,000 books were read last year. For hundreds of others, help came too late. Hi, I'm Kate from Chapter Kate. Will you be a champion for an unread book? Every day, innocent books are dog-eared, unhauled, or yeeted across the room. Yote? And they're crying out for help. Please consider the books in this video. With a simple comment, you can determine if these books get a second chance, or if they're banished from their home on my shelves forever, only to find a safe place in the hands of a reader who will show them the attention, love, and care that they deserve. Right now, there's a book that needs you. Your comment says you're here to help. Please comment today. In this sweet madness, all this glorious sadness that brings me to my knees, in the arms of the pages, fly away from here. Hello BookTube, my name is Kate. This is my channel, Chapter Kate. Today I need your help. I don't unhaul books very often. I just don't. I like to keep books. If I invest money into the books, I'm probably going to keep the books. So I don't really do a lot of unhaul videos. I think I've done one on my channel in the past year and a half that I've had this channel. But I really like to watch unhaul videos, but I just don't do them often. I'm getting ready to do one. This is not technically the unhaul video itself. This is like a pre-unhaul video. So I have a stack of books that I have not read yet. And I'm not sure if I want to or not. Some of them were given to me, some of them were an impulse buy from like a used bookstore a while back, and so I'm not really sure if I am still interested in them or not. So what I'm asking today is, do you think that I should try them or not? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about each of the books in my stack over here, and if I talk about a book that you think that I should try out, then you can vote for it by just saying the title of it in a comment. And then the books that have the most votes I will actually try out. Now if there's a book that you definitely think that I should not try out, that I would not like, you can also downvote that. Let me know if you do suggest or you don't suggest me read something. If you have no feeling about it, no need to mention it, but let me know which ones you think I should try or that I shouldn't try. Here we go. So the first book is Minion, and this is by L.A. Banks. It says it's a vampire huntress legend, so I'm not sure if like the Vampire Huntress is like a series that already exists and this is like a companion novel to that, or what, but it's called Minion, and oop, already trying to jump out of my hand there. The main character is named Damali Richards, and apparently she really wants to be a musician, and then she becomes like a spoken word artist, but then at nighttime she hunts vampires. So there's that. I don't know. There's some like stuff with drug trafficking and stuff, but like I really don't know anything about the Vampire Huntress. Like, ooh, I can't hold on to it. It's fine. I really don't know much about this author or about like the Vampire Huntress books at all. I don't know if it's a series. I don't know if it's like a specific book. I don't know anything about it. So if you know anything about L.A. Banks, or if you know anything about this series or this book specifically, let me know. At this point, I'm not super interested in it, but I do like Vampire Hunter type books and characters, so I don't know. So the next book is Fairy Wars, and this is by Herbie Brennan. I still have a sticker on this one. This was like an older type fantasy, something that would have come out in like the 80s. Oh, so 2003. So for some reason this cover doesn't look like a 2003 fantasy to me. It looks like an older fantasy book to me. I guess it's like the font there just really screams old fantasy to me. I don't know if that gives you a better view, but it looks like an older fantasy. So, I mean, it looks like it's not as old as I thought it was, but whatever. So this dude named Henry Atherton, his life's kind of going out of control, and then he's in someone's backyard, and this fairy dude comes through the backyard, and he's like, hey, we're like in this weird fairy war, and like there might be a traitor in my father's court, and then Henry has to help the fairy people, and there's like demons and junk also. Yeah, so I got it because they're fairies and I like fae mythology. I just don't understand how like some average dude is like helping with the fairy war. If you've read this or if you know anything about this, let me know, because I really don't want to be turned off by the cover, but I am. And I'm not feeling it, but I also like fairies and violence in books. So, Freaks, Alive on the Inside by Annette Curtis Klaus. Yeah, so I actually feel like I tried this at one point, but I don't know if I like really was paying attention to it when I tried it. But the main character, his name is Abel, and he's in like this troupe. It's like carnival troupe, and everybody in the carnival has different sort of physical differences. I don't know, it felt a little weird because like the way it portrayed like disabilities was a little weird to me. I don't know. So I didn't really get far in it, but if you've read this, I don't know if it's handled tactfully, so let me know if you feel like it's handled tactfully, if it's handled poorly. I didn't get very far, so I would be willing to give this another try if it's something that y'all like. And also in this book there's some woman that like visits him in his dreams, and so he starts having some weird things about that. I'm not sure if he encounters her in real life afterwards or what. It's very like, I don't know, it's a very out there kind of obscure book. The next book is Dig by C.R. Corwin. It says a Morgue Mama mystery, so I'm not sure if this is like a series also. I really don't know. I've never heard of it before. But in this book, Maddie Sproulds, which is like Morgue Mama, I guess she solves like murder mysteries. But her friend, Gordon Sweet, was found shot in the head in a landfill, and apparently he was like an expert in garbageology. And so he could like tell the history of certain garbage and figure out its origins and things like that. I'm not sure if it's like a psychometry type thing or what. I don't know. She starts kind of poking around a little bit and finding out there might be more to his death. It's like a mystery type thing. But let me know if you've ever heard anything by this author also, or if you've heard of any of the Morgue Mama books, because Next we have a trilogy, and this was given to me. These are, I don't know what the series is called, but book one is called Ill Wind, and this is by Weather Warden. Wait, I feel like that's the character. Yeah. So I think this is the Weather Warden series, and it's by Rachel Kane. And so I'm guessing it's like a storm situation where like they maybe have control over elements or over like weather or something. I'm not really sure. But I have three. I have Ill Wind, Heat Stroke, and Chill Factor. I don't know if there are more. They protect people from storms or something. Looking at it, it looks like there are djinn involved. I don't know if there's like mythology along with that or just a random djinn. I don't know. Okay, so looking at it, it seems like there are these things called wardens, and they control different like elements like fire, earth, water, wind. And some of them can control more than one element. And I do typically love like that element. No pun intended. I do typically love the trope of magic that is element based. Maybe I'll enjoy it, but just let me know if you know anything about them, because I don't know anything about this writer or the series or if it's well written. The next we have two books by Tana French. I'm not sure. I think this is a series. I think there are more, but I got these two at a used bookstore. So I have In the Woods by Tana French and then The Likeness by Tana French. I haven't really looked at the synopses of these in a while, but I believe that they are psychological thrillers. I'm not sure if they're like sequential, if they even go together, or if they're like separate. It looks like the same characters on both of these, so maybe they're the same. In this one, there's like a kid that goes missing, and then I think years later, maybe they find the kid in the woods, and I don't know if they've aged. At least that's what I'm sort of getting from the synopsis. And in this one, the main person, Cassie Maddox. I don't know if she's like the detective or like what, but she finds a body and it's like her exact double, I think. These are murder mystery type books, which I don't read a lot of, but I have read some and I've enjoyed the ones that I have read. But let me know what you feel about these. I've never read anything by Tana French, so... The next one is A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. I know that this was adapted into a television show. I've heard very mixed things. I've seen some people on my Twitter timeline that really, really like it, and then I've seen a lot of people that don't. From what I'm sort of gathering, it seems like almost any other like basic fantasy sort of thing. There's a chick and then she discovers she has powers, and then there's like romance because she's not supposed to be with a certain species maybe or something. I don't really know. So looking at the bag, it looks like the main character is like a scholar. I'm not sure if she's like a student and she knows about magic or not, but she discovers some sort of like scroll type thing. Oh, a manuscript. And then like she banishes the book, and then it kind of stirs up a lot of trouble in the underworld with all like the demons and whatnot. But from what I've heard, it seems like it's just like not that interesting. It really doesn't hit the mark. It's not really anything super like new. Very floppy, which is nice. Okay, so I think there's like 3, might be more, but I see at least 3. If it's a series, I really want to be sure that I like it before I, you know, read it, because if I don't like it, then I feel like almost obligated to keep going. I say having like barely finished any of the series on my shelf. But let me know. I haven't actually seen the show. I think I may have seen like part of one episode of the show, so I don't know much about it. The next is another psychological thriller, and it is Speak Softly, She Can Hear. There are these 2 girls who want to lose their virginity, I guess, before graduation. And there's this guy who's hot, and he's more than happy to help them achieve their goal. And they go to some cabin, and something like some dark secret gets revealed, and then everything gets creepy. But I got this for free at work at some point, and so I don't know anything about it. So Speak Softly, She Can Hear, and it's by Pam Lewis. I think I may have just been intrigued because like the cover has a little cutout, and so the window on the house is a cutout. And I think that was fun. The next book is Covenant with the Vampire, The Diaries of the Family Dracul by Jean Kalogridis. There's like something covering the name, so it's kind of hard to see it. Is there even a synopsis on this thing? I feel like I read it at one point. So this book is supposed to take place 50 years prior to Dracula. I'm not sure if this takes the other book into consideration, Dracul, that Bram Stoker's son wrote. I'm not really sure if it takes that into consideration at all. But it takes place 50 years before, and it's supposed to add like another piece to the puzzle that is like the Dracula story. And in this, it actually explores Dracula's like family, and they're supposed to be like sworn to protect him or something. It explores his family background. The next is The Steampunk Trilogy by Paul DeFilippo. I'm not really sure what this is, but like going through it, there's a lot of cyberpunk elements, and it seems like it takes place in different points in time. It's supposed to be like an alternative twist, I think, on historical events. I don't know. Looking through it, it kind of reminds me of like looking through something nonsensical, almost like Ulysses or Alan Moore's Jerusalem, neither of which I have read, both of which I have on my shelves. It's just like weird. This book is annotated, so whoever had it before me like highlighted things and made notes. That would be an interesting experience, I think, going behind and seeing the notes that I wrote as I read it. But I've had it for a while and I still haven't picked it up. Next is The Servant of the Underworld by Eliette de Bodard. And I believe this takes place in the time of the Aztecs. There's not like a lot of information given in the synopsis, but it seems like there's a priestess that emerges from a room drenched in blood, and so then a mystery sort of unfolds from that. And so the High Priest of the Dead would usually investigate this, but somehow his estranged brother is involved in the situation, so there are hiccups in that process. It seems like there's a lot of magic involved, but I don't really know what to expect because I've never really read something with sort of Aztec influence. And there are a couple of like positive blurbs on the back, but none by anybody that I really knew. So the next one is Maximum Ride. I know I missed the window for reading this like when everybody else kind of read it growing up, but I was kind of curious about it because I've missed out on a lot of books that I feel like everyone else read growing up. This is by James Patterson. I feel like I started reading this like several months ago, and then I didn't really get farther because I feel like I missed the window, I think. And so this style of writing is just not what I'm looking for anymore. But let me know if it gets better. I think I only read like 2 chapters. So if you feel really passionate about the series, let me know one way or the other. And if not, I'm probably just going to get rid of it. And the last book is actually the most popular book in this video. And it is Aurora Rising by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I have read the first book of the Illuminae Files, and I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed their writing style together like that. But after getting this book, I feel like I impulsively got it and pre-ordered it, and I don't know if it's really up my alley anymore after reading sort of the synopsis inside of the book. It has sort of like lists of the different types of characters in the book, and then it says like a tomboy pilot who's totally not into Thai, in case you were wondering. And it just doesn't feel like it's right for where I am in life. Like, I don't feel like it's something I'm going to enjoy because it has elements in it that just seem younger than I want, and it's not really for my age group anymore. Like, it's not written for me. I'm not saying that like adults that are kind of getting closer to 30 can't read YA. I mean, anybody can read YA, but I just feel like this isn't meant for me, so I might just not read it. It just seems like it has a lot of that kind of drama that sort of feels high school a little bit. It's so weird because YA, it means young adult, and I still feel like I'm a young adult even though I'm 27. But apparently young adult is like 18, 19, 17 to 19. And so this isn't, I just don't know about it. Plus I'm not in love with the cover. But those are all the books that I'm on the fence about. So let me know if any of those books are ones that you really think that I should read or really think that I shouldn't read. And based on your votes, I will try out the books that you think I should read. And then I'll let you know my thoughts on those in an upcoming video. But that's all for this video. If you would like more of this junk, subscribe below. Bye! Tripping over shadows and I'm drowning in the night. I feel the soldiers coming, I'm done putting up a fight.